energy is the ability to make something happen. The variable that we use to signify energy is a capital E. There are two categories, kinetic energy and potential energy. Kinetic energy is considered movement energy or energy in motion, where potential energy is stored energy that an object could have. There are certain units that we use to help quantify or give value to an object that has a certain amount of energy. And so we use the units of joules, which you can use a capital J to signify, or calories, just like the calories in your body, because the calories in your body are basically energy that your body is using up to function. So we've got a couple pictures down here of objects that have either potential or kinetic energy. On the left, you see a stretched out rubber band, and that has potential energy in it, a couple of joules of potential energy. It's stretched out, and once you let it go, it'll eventually turn into kinetic energy, but that few joules of energy is stored in there. Then there's a pineapple. A pineapple has about 10 joules of stored energy in it, so that's potential energy again. Now, the last two pictures, spinning basketball and an adorable little horsey, or actually that's a big horsey, running around, they both have kinetic energy because that's energy in motion or movement energy. The spinning basketball on that girl's finger has maybe a couple hundred joules of energy, and that running horse has thousands of joules of energy. All right, on to potential energy types. Remember that objects have potential energy if their shape or position that they're in can actually store energy. There are also different types of potential energy, just like there were for kinetic. And so our first one is gravitational energy. And any object that has gravity acting upon it has gravitational potential energy. So snow has a small amount of gravitational energy. A space shuttle has a whole lot more. Next one, electrical energy. There's definitely a lot of stored energy when it comes to things that are being powered by electricity. One of them that you guys have learned about in middle school a little bit is electrons. It's a negatively charged particle, and that has a little bit of electrical energy in it. Power lines have a ton of electrical energy in it. Springer elastic energy. So when you think of springs or elastic bands, these are the two things that always come up in my mind. Sorry. A rubber band you can think of as elastic energy because the other name for it is actually an elastic band. It stretches apart and then goes back to its normal shape after a while. So a rubber band has a little bit. Car shocks, which allow the car to actually move the way it needs to move, have actually a lot of stored potential energy. Next one, we've got chemical energy. This one's an interesting one. It's pretty much kind of anything that has chemicals in it that allow it to have some stored energy. Something as simple as a peanut actually has energy in it because if you eat a certain amount of peanuts, you have actual chemical, like stored chemical energy in your body. Batteries have a lot of stored chemical energy in them. Nuclear energy. So one of the main things that people always think of are nuclear reactors. There's a lot of stored energy in there to be able to power a whole lot of different types of things in it, let's say a city. But bananas is an interesting one. Banana has a little bit of nuclear energy because of the potassium that it has in there. And so when different elements decay, they can actually become a little radioactive. And so don't worry, I had a banana this morning. Nothing's going to happen to me. But it's a small amount of nuclear energy. And so all these different types that I just mentioned are different types of potential or stored energy in an object. So very different than kinetic energy. All right, let's summarize. Let's look back at that essential question. What is energy? And how can I tell what kinds of energy are in a system? Thanks for watching.